We're here in the coastal state of Kerala in South India, known for its beautiful beaches and rich culture. Wherever you go, you'll find natural beauty in the form of lush green trees or wandering animals. In stark contrast, however, you'll also find an alarming number of growing trash piles that are slowly taking over the towns and villages here. Hi, I'm Svetlana and I'm an Impact Manager at Repurpose Global. And I'm relieved to say that all hope is not lost just yet. In fact, in this corner of paradise, hope comes to us in the form of one of our impact partners, Greenworms. So join me as we go on a journey to discover how Greenworms and Repurpose Global have joined hands to create projects that help fight the waste crisis in these local communities. Greenworms has been pioneering waste management here for the past 6 years by establishing waste management facilities in remote islands and coastal parts of the state. Thanks to Repurpose Global's interventions, they've really been able to take things up a notch and magnify the impact that they're creating on the ground. As an organization, Greenworms focuses on 3 core principles: minimize waste generation, maximize waste recovery, and dignify the people who are working with waste. Together with Repurpose Global, Greenworms has been able to set up similar waste management projects in over 10 villages and 2 municipal councils by setting up end-to-end waste management supply chains that span from waste collection all the way to ethical processing of waste at the end destination. Earlier, with 42,000 households and over 2,000 commercial establishments, these 10 villages had no proper waste collection systems. This would result in residents burning or burying their waste or simply dumping it into canals or water bodies. A majority of this waste would then find itself in the ocean. That's when Repurpose Global and plastic credit funding came into the picture. But before we go any further, I must explain what a plastic credit is and how it is helping projects like these tackle the problem of plastic waste. So, very simply put, 1 plastic credit equals to 1 additional kilogram of plastic waste recovered from the environment that is ethically processed. The key word really here is additional, meaning that without the plastic credit financing, this plastic waste would have most likely ended up in landfills or oceans and polluted the environment. Through plastic credit financing, we've not only been able to incentivize the ethical collection and processing of this low-value plastic, but we've also been able to create impact on a massive scale. Since its inception, the project has already been able to recover over 600 tons of low-value plastic waste and ethically process it. This has helped the environment, the waste workers, and the residents of this village who call this place their home. The Greenworms story is extra special because they've been successfully able to set up decentralized waste management systems that are driven by the local communities. So how does this all happen? Let's dive in. The first step in the process is the collection of waste. For this, the local women waste workers, part of the Harit Karma Sena or the Green Army, go door to door each morning into the community and collect waste from every single household. From there, the collected waste is brought to a material collection facility or an MCF like the one I'm in right now. At the MCF, all the dry waste that is collected is unloaded onto these segregation tables, and then the women waste workers further sort this waste into primary categories depending on the type of material. So for example, they'll separate out plastic bottles, they'll separate cardboard, they also separate different kinds of paper, plastic covers, metals, glass, etc. But what's interesting to note is that materials like metals or plastic bottles have always had a high value, which means that they are easily sold off to recyclers. But what makes our project unique is that we purchase the low-value plastics like these flimsy plastic covers, chips or biscuit wrappers that previously did not have any buyers prior to our intervention. So once the low-value plastics are separated out, they are then put into these large gunny sacks and then transported to Greenworms' Central Material Recovery Facility or MRF for further processing. From here, Whatever can be sent for recycling is then sent to authorized recyclers, and materials that are non-recyclable are sent to co-processing facilities for efficient disposal and energy recovery. Welcome to the Greenworms Material Recovery Facility. Here, plastic waste from all the individual MCFs is brought in for further processing. Let's take a closer look. Behind me, you'll see the waste segregation area where the waste workers are sorting the low-value plastics into multiple categories like LDPE, MLP, and so on. In fact, Greenworms has their very own waste segregation manual that allows the workers to sort the waste into over 24 different categories depending on the material or the grade of plastic. Once all of the low-value plastics are properly sorted, they are compressed into bales like this one using a baling machine. Now this process is really important because baling waste makes it very easy to store the waste and also transport it to the recycling and co-processing facilities. During the past few years, Greenworms has focused on making the working environments a lot more conducive. They've done this by improving the facilities and also providing the workers with safety aprons, gloves and masks. Along with repurposes support, we've also helped build toilets and other sanitation facilities for the workers here. There is absolutely no doubt that this project is creating a massive impact in terms of the sheer quantities of plastic waste that are being removed from the environment. But more importantly, this project has helped elevate and empower the lives of the workers here. We've provided the workers with protective gear, with special tables to carry out their waste segregation activities. We've also managed to double their daily income during this time and worked with local governments to enable policy changes that positively impact the workers. But my favorite part about this project is that the workers have found dignity and pride in their work, and they've also gained the appreciation and respect of their local communities. Today, repurpose is not only just tracking the amount of plastic waste that is being recovered and processed, but we are ensuring that the workers are very well taken care of. During the COVID-19 pandemic, these workers found themselves in a very challenging situation, and so we proactively extended financial support in the form of a COVID Care Fund. This ensured that the workers were cared for even during these challenging times. The one thing we now know is the significant role that plastic credits has played in enabling this meaningful impact. We are confident that with more plastic credit funding and more projects like the one with Greenworms, we will only be able to elevate this impact creation even further. We are fully aware that there's a lot of work still to be done, and we're only just getting started. But this project and the others like it are a testament to our vision of wanting to fight the global plastic waste crisis while also empowering the workers at the front lines who work so dedicatedly and consistently. We draw great hope for the future from the tireless work of these waste workers, and seeing all of this come together really fills us up with motivation and pushes us forward. There's a long road ahead of us, but I know that we're in good hands.